oldest 19-year-old grandson. So the biggest part for me was to learn literally how to identifying with everybody of all ages, all sexes, how to tell them and really ask them. And so I decided in the beginning, because I've only been doing this 3 months, so I thought, this is going so fast, I don't have time to sit around and try to figure this whole thing out. I mean, I hadn't even watched or read anything until I'd already, I shouldn't say that. Okay, so anyway, I watched everything immediately, and I got on the ball, and from that point forward, I took off. So, you know, for me, I tell my team, be goofballs, have fun. Don't be worried about, you know, especially the 20-something-year-olds, don't be worried about, oh my gosh, what are people gonna think? You know, I'm almost 60, and I'm not a Hawaiian tropic bikini model, rapping, you know, talking about raps, and I'm not a size 2, but you can have fun. You can have a good time, and you can do it. And I am all about telling my girls, I shove them out there and I say, you know what, don't worry about it. If you don't have an answer, it doesn't matter. You know, all you have to say to people is, we're gonna learn together. And when I walk into their parties, I basically, so they don't worry, I have this little book of pictures that I took of rap people, and because they're worried, what if people ask me things and I'm not gonna know? So I say, here's a book of PIPs, which stands for product information pages, and the little front thing, how it works. I set it down, and I set it down with all the before and after pictures. And I pass it, I purposely pass it so people will look at it. So all of a sudden, if you've got somebody who is into ingredients and wants to know why it works like I did, they can do this, and the person who's in charge of the party, technically, they don't have to worry about what every single ingredient, we're not chemists, it doesn't matter. You know, we have a product coach website, and we can look there too. So can they, can't we send them there? Yeah, I mean, I've never sent someone there, but we can send them there and they can check it out. Productcoach.itworks.com. So the biggest thing about being a goofball and just having fun, there's also a serious side to it, because this is a business. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. And most people, I personally feel, and we all have our own gig with this whole business deal, people initially, it's fascinating to me, always come out with a negative and they don't even know it. Our brains, human nature, it's like, I can't do this, I don't know how to sell that, I don't know any people, I can't, you know, and so for me, I tell them, honestly, I tell people when they say to me, I want to be a distributor, but you know, I can't sell anything, or I can't do this, I say, you know what, that's exactly why we have people be loyal customers right off the bat. And so that you don't have to feel like you're selling anything, because once you have wrapped 4, 5, 6 times, all of a sudden you're telling your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, and you call me and you say, gosh, I have all these people who want wraps, what do I do? And I always plant the seed and say, by the way, 80% of my people who all joined as loyal customers end up upgrading to distributors. So they know that right off the bat. And honestly, it really happens. People want to upgrade. I say, you know, I can earn your free wraps, I can earn your cash, and it helps, right, that I've really run fast. My big thing for my team and I, when somebody comes on, I say to them, I need you to know this is your, welcome to your first self-help hardcore group. Because there's nobody to blame, you gotta look in the mirror, and if something's not going right, you gotta keep looking in the mirror, and you gotta talk and ask, what am I doing wrong? How am I doing it? And I'm the type of leader, I kind of tell it like it is, and I tell my people it's time to have a come to Jesus meeting, because, you know, you gotta change that message, it sucks. And, you know, again, be businesslike and just take it to another level. My big thing, when I set my people down in the beginning, when I say to them, I need you to look at you and tell me, do you want to walk? Do you want to run? What's your why? How much money do you want to make? Are you organized? And there's no right or wrong answer. I preface that constantly through our first meeting, because I've had people who've never known how to even set up a filing system on a computer. And that's okay, don't feel funny about it, because if you're not organized and this takes off, it's not going to happen. You just have to reach out and ask. And with that being said, you know, if somebody just asks and you can tell them, you know, you don't have to be a brain surgeon. You don't have to do anything that is above and beyond. I tell them there's 5 things, and I preach this constantly: passion, drive, tenacity, organization, consistency. Those are my 5. And if you have those, the bottom line, you've got this. And I say to people, you know, what's your passion? I mean, give me one word. What's your passion, Mari? People, I make my people think. I put them on the spot. And I mean, I don't mean in a big meeting like this, but I constantly ask them and I push them, especially the people under the age of 30. Because a lot of people, they don't even know the answer because they've never done it themselves. They've never looked at themselves and they've never said, you know, gee, what does that mean? And am I a runner? Am I a walker? I don't know. So you have to drag it out of them. So to be a leader, in my opinion, I have to be able to zero in on that person and see. I had a funny story to tell you. So I had a group of these young gals, and they all have little kids. All my kids are grown up and gone. And I said, it's great that you guys are doing a in-home business. That's fabulous. But if you're going to really try to do a business and have your kids screaming in the background and really try to promote a business, I just have something for you to try for 2 weeks. The gal I have that promoted to Diamond in 3 months is not even 30 years old. She has 2 kids. And I said, you got to give me 2 hours a day. I'm going to fill my back deck with beautiful flowers and gorgeous colors. That's your office. You're going to sit on my back deck for 2 hours a day. You pick any time you want. You can do an hour in the morning, an hour at night. I need you focused, no children, no noise, 2 hours a day. She built to Diamond in 3 months. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe how much I can get done in 2 hours a day. But you know, people with little kids, people my age, all of this going on, I'm like, whoa, man, what's going on? Volume for the meeting. But you know, people who are young, they're used to all that going on. You know, it's like all this chaos and that. I tried to move volume. I was doing a training class at one of my people's, and they had all that happening and the video games going. And I'm like, man, I got to really pull up my A game here. I moved somebody under the wrong person. So, right, and I had to say, it was you. Yeah, but I fixed it. But my point is, you've got to identify, I don't care how great you think you are, how high you are on this. I realized, hey, you know what, I can't do that. You know, at my age, I'm not used to all that. And so I have to just identify, okay, I've just got to make sure that even though I'm trying to train somebody, I really got to know what I'm doing, because I caused myself my first ticket writing. And that was exciting. But anyway, things can be fixed. Another huge thing I tell people, and I brought this for you guys, for those of you that want to see it, I ask all my people, what kind of a learner are you? And here's something I want you guys to all write down. www.educationplanner.org. If you don't know how you learn, and your people don't know how they learn, how can you teach them? And a lot of people, especially the 20-something-year-olds, they don't even know how they learn. Now that happens to be my results that showed how much of, what does it say, Sarah?
Auditory 40%, visual 45%, to now tactical, 15. I'm like,
okay, that's okay. And why that's important is because I happen to already know if I'm somewhere and I'm hearing it and I'm writing it down, I got it. If you give me a book to read and shove me in a room with 5,000 pages and I'm just like, okay, this is great and lots of fun. I don't even meld with that. So I happen to already know that, but if someone doesn't know that, so go on. I really should tell you, you go on and have your people go on. It will make you a better leader. It will make them, I mean, when people really realize, do you look at the bottom here where it says color code things. I mean, it gives you all these little silly ideas of how it's going to help you retain and learn. And really, the biggest part of this, it's so simple. And I know a lot of times in the beginning, when people are talking, it's really hard in any business when we are so used to what we're talking about. And we're going through it, and it's this, and you got a DT, and you got an LC, and you got this, and you got these numbers. That people, I guarantee you, my new people have no idea what's going on. The biggest part we have to do is take it down, and we have to say, if we were brand new right this second, what does that mean? Because it's hard, and I'm doing hair color all day. You know, I do the same thing, and I have to keep reminding myself, nobody knows what I'm talking about. And it is so confusing to people. And if we just keep it so simple, it really is simple. Right. I tell people, you see the numbers under there? That's all you gotta worry about. And I have, actually this is pretty cool, you guys. I think it's cool anyway. You might not think it's cool. So these are my charts. I go everywhere with my charts, okay? Now, how I train every single solitary person, because month end gets crazy, I have a system where I draw 4 lines. Like, I would draw 4 lines to the right of that 400. I might put Sarah's name right there in the top right-hand corner. Whatever her own personal volume was in the top right corner, in the box would be hers. 4 lines to the side of that are her 4 loyal customers and their personal volume. With a circle under it, I know exactly where that box is, what it's doing, and I check online because Sarah taught me some cool stuff on Sunday about that back office. Literally, that's it. And if you have a visual, because my people I found were getting freaked out, all that clicking back and forth, and I thought, I gotta think of a way that's quick, that's easy. They can grab a chart. When they're calling me, 3 hours, super early in the morning because they're in New York, and saying, what's going on? I want to be able to have a visual, grab it, and know exactly what's happening. I know the person's first name, what their personal volume is. When they're done, a check's on the box, finished, done. That's how I did my whole chart. And again, that works for me because I'm visual. I want to have this. I want to be able to flip. When I've got all these people calling me and saying, I need 2 sets of eyes looking at this. What do you think? So if it doesn't work for you, it's okay. But I need this for myself. So you've got to just identify what works for you and take it and offer it to your people. And they may use it or not, but it still works for them. I like the whole tenacity thing because tenacity, I like words. And basically tenacity means persistent determination. And really, if you're just passionate about what you're doing, you love what you're doing, you think it works, you know it works, you've had it work on yourself, you're passionate about it, and you get excited about it, and you share that with people. And really, my people who say I don't sell, when you go to the best sushi restaurant in the world and you have the best experience and you call your girlfriend and say, oh my God, you gotta try this place, it's awesome. This place just opened in Bellevue, and I just had that happen to me. This girl who actually last month told me, I don't sell anything, and she called me, I don't even eat fish. She called me and said, oh, there's this big conveyor belt that goes around and you can grab stuff off of it and eat raw fish. And I said, well, that's great. But bottom line, I said, you realize you just sold me the sushi joint. And she goes, well, I didn't sell anything. I said, well, you're right, but you're giving me a commercial for the sushi place and I don't even eat fish. So if people just look at things different and get out of that whole weirdness of selling and thinking it's a bad thing, and always change to positive. No matter what it is, flip it to positive. That's my big thing. When my people first call me and say, yeah, my very first gal, what'd she say to me? Oh, I'm not really good at the computer, and I don't really, and I said, you know what, from the rest of today, for the rest of your life, I never, ever want to hear you tell me what you're not good at. Ever. And she said, what? And I said, you can tell me, hey, I'm really working on this and I'm getting better at it, or I'm really trying, but I said, don't let yourself hear yourself say that. And that sounds so glitchy and weird and funny, but I say that all the time to my people. Don't let yourself hear yourself say that. Because the more you continue to tell you, I'm not good at this, I can't do that, I guarantee you're not going to be good at it and you're not going to be able to do it. I had never been to a meeting ever. My first training was on Sunday, but oh, that's right, I brought all you guys down to Puyallup. That's right, I forgot. But training, where I learned something, on Sunday. I learned a lot on Sunday. It was a great training. And we broke up into all these little groups. And the deal is that if anybody would have told me 3 months ago, oh yeah, it takes, I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know the stats, how many months it's supposed to take to do this and that. I don't pay attention to that stuff. We call ourselves the grinders because we just grind. And that's what we do. And, I tell my people, if you truly want to make something happen, and this sounds hardcore, you give me 6 months, and I break it up at first because I don't want to intimidate you. I say, give me 3 months, hardcore, grind. I don't care what that means. I don't want you to call me and tell me, matter of fact, one of my gals said the other day, I need to take a class. I go, you don't have time. You're grinding. You gotta grind. You have no time for classes. You're joking. Go get a daycare and grind. You know, get going. And so, and then after 3 months, I say, give me 3 more. If you give me 6 months of absolute, and when I say that, when people are on vacation, and that's great, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you truly want to take this to the top and grind from the beginning, you can, because even now, I just wanted to make a marketing story for myself. I wanted to be able to say, and I never even told my team, I'm going double time. They didn't even know what that meant in 3 months. Because I wanted to be able, when they were sitting at these, and so I tell every one of them, you know what, my job is to make a fabulous marketing story for you guys. And if you let me, I'll help you. But you gotta drop your ego, you gotta be coachable, and just learn to do the system, do it right, do the steps for success, and you're done. It's really that easy. And it may sound silly, but it's really that simple. Does anybody have any questions? I love